Hello, hello, hi everyone. So yes, my name is Pija. I'm a director of a brand at Omnisend, and during my career at marketing, I have worked at different, various interesting companies, brands, and projects. So I've worked at CityBee. So I remember we launched Lada and Multipla into the fleet, so that was quite fun, right? I have worked at Go Vilnius, so organizing the Pink Soup Fest and some viral campaigns. And during my experience, of course, sometimes I used to go to events like this, share my experience, but I always got these kind of a tiny bit jealous comments or attitudes saying like, it's easy for you to speak. You work with such fun brands. Try doing the same with B2B, right? Where it's not puppies and I don't know, pink soup and fun stuff. And I was thinking, on one hand, theoretically, the same brand and marketing frameworks and tactics should work. But practically, I was wondering, can a bit boring product become a loved and talked about brand? And this time, I'll try to tell you now a story of Omnisend. So I joined Omnisend around a year ago, and the last year was very interesting for the whole team, because Omnisend was trying to search for its voice and to become a loved and talk about brand. So you'll see where it took us and how it all went. So first of all, what is Omnisend? So Omnisend is email and SMS marketing platform for e-commerce brands. So if any of you ever shopped online and got that email about a discount or that something else happened, maybe your product is back, so that's probably going either through Omnisend or one of our competitors. I hope it's the first one. Right, so what we do, basically, any of these kind of shops that are online, they work with us, and for them, our platform, we send email campaigns, we do automation, segmentation, push notifications, reviews, yada, yada, all this kind of stuff. So we currently have around 125,000 brands using Omnisend for the business, and Omnisend is from Lithuania, but it's a global brand, and our largest market is the US, the second one, the UK, and I think then it's China, so it's all over the place. So just when I joined Omnisend first and started kind of thinking what is the direction that the brand of Omnisend can be going, because Omnisend already it's one of the kind of top dogs there in the industry, but competition is quite tough, right? So you could see this is some of our competitors, Klaviyo being probably one of the biggest ones, MailChimp probably the best known, right? Brevo, many don't recognize Brevo, but it's basically Sendinblue. I remember I used to use it on my own in my previous works. MailerLite, another Lithuanian kind of company. And there are quite many of them. All of them are great. So just when I joined, we did this tiny experiment. What I did, I took all those competitors, you know, the logos that you just saw, I searched for their slogans. So basically, you know, when you open like the website and there's that slogan that's saying. So I took away the logos, the names. I invited all the VPs, the CEO, and I asked them to match slogans to their competitors. Have in mind, one of them is also from Omnisend. So, and you can see, grow your business with our CRM suite. Send emails and SMS that sell. Power smarter digital relationships. Yada, yada, yada. They actually, like, I thought it might be a bit tricky, but it was so difficult. Like, the CEO was laughing because they were not sure which one was Omnisend. So that was what I did this, like, every few weeks for some other teams. And I remember that every 2 weeks when I do this, I have to Google the slogans again because I keep forgetting which one is which again. So yeah, and this was Omnisend and email and SMS that really sell. And there's nothing really wrong with that. It's straight to the point, it's clear, it shows value. You know, it does a lot of these tick, tick, tick things that you're supposed to do when writing a slogan. But what we realized is that to stand out is becoming more important than to be liked. So this became some kind of our mantra that in this kind of the priority, in wherever the brand is going, was to stand out of this tough competition because it's all the same wishy-washy thing, email, SMS, money, etc., right? So we created kind of our new goal that we thought that will allow us to stand out. So our new goal became to transform our transactional connection with our brands, with our customers, with our clients, right? To make it emotional one. So initially, we think, okay, we do email marketing. What emotional connection can it be? So we started with some kind of ground rules or I call them mantras, so it's a little bit kind of things that you, time to time, when you work every day and so many things are happening, few kind of mantras that kind of kept us grounded and kind of helped us not to be all over the place. So I'll share them with you because I really like them and use them mostly every day, so maybe it will be useful to you. First of them is engage, educate, entertain. So the 3 E's of corporate marketing. Basically, 3 words that you need to constantly remind you when you create your content strategy or how you communicate. Engage is quite obvious, right? You need to engage your customers, but it's more of kind of result rather than a tactic that's useful, right? Educate, many people and companies do that. Yeah, you educate about your product, about your values, about some offers. It's some part of it. But this is the third one that I think is very important and mostly forgotten, not only in B2B, but in just corporate marketing in general, and it's entertain. Why is that? Because the area in which we kind of communicate and talk, it's not dictated by us and what we have to say, right? What an awesome product you have. But it's about the area in which you're talking, which is usually internet, social media, right? And this area is dictated by customers who are there to seek something. It's usually not to be too much educated, it's usually to be entertained, right? So from this one, we have another kind of mantra. Our communication doesn't compete solely with competitors. So it would be really nice if, like, our target audience open their LinkedIn and all they just see is like you and your competitors post and they can check which one they like the most. Unfortunately, you compete not only with your competitors, you compete with really funny meme pages, really adorable puppy videos with some really smart thought leaders, right? Why? Because when your customer is scrolling everywhere there for them, it doesn't matter that you worked really hard on this post or something, right? It's about what they want to be entertained about. And the last one is we do not live in the severance world. So I'm referencing here a TV series, Severance. Really recommend checking it in case you haven't. But the premise of the TV series is that there's the technology that allows you kind of to have this work-life balance to the max, that when you go to work, you completely kind of forget your outside work, and when you go back, like you forget what's happening wrong, so you become like 2 people. So in the real world, that's not the case. Behind the brands, the customers, the products, there are the same people with hobbies, tastes, and curiosity. I don't know, the Joshua that you are emailing probably would love to talk about Oscars and not about the best price offers or something like this, yeah? So, and also something we say, that when people come to office, like others assume that automatically there's a switch that turns off the sense of humor and understanding of pop culture, and that's rarely the case, right? So yeah, so with these kind of mantras, we started moving. And the first thing was to find Omnisend tone of voice. And what I was really happy that we didn't create a tone, we found it. And this is what I'm trying to emphasize because we're searching. And what I mean by that, when I joined Omnisend a year ago, I noticed that this was like Omnisend, how we communicate. It's really professional, very nice, clean photos. Once again, nothing wrong with them, but when after like few weeks in Omnisend, when I started to realize what's happening in the office, this is completely not Omnisend. On the other side, that's Omnisend. It's creative, it's so full of energy, it's really with a great sense of humor, it's like so much passion in what they're doing. And I was thinking, why with this kind of like, I don't know, putting a filter on what Omnisend really is. So we really try to communicate as naturally as we would communicate. So sometimes when people, I don't know, message something on Slack, and then say we need like to post on LinkedIn, we try to be as close as possible to that kind of energy and communication. The next step when we started to move towards this kind of tone was that we looked for our new concept. You probably already forgot because few slides ago I showed it, but our previous slogan was email and SMS marketing that really sells. And as mentioned, we wanted to stand out, to be different, yet true to ourselves. So we came up with our new brand concept. And it is Omnisend, so good it's boring. So wait a minute, I will explain how it all works and why we say that Omnisend is boring. So we started with the insights. Insight number 1, email marketing is not sexy and will never be. And let's not try to push it. No, it's not working. Just give up. It's not even like maybe you could do that, talk about TikTok, social media, email marketing. Nope. But email marketing really works. It's one with the highest return of investment, like people like really, it's useful tool, right? Third one of my favorite ones, and I think very healthy kind of ground yourself. We are not the center of our customers' world. Their brands and their business probably not the center of their world. It's probably, I guess, it comes the family, right? And I don't know, whatever you do after work, then maybe your work and your kind of brand. Maybe then email marketing tool, right? So kind of like being aware that we are not the center of the world, we are not saving lives, we are sending emails also was very important. So yeah, how like we started communicating, we can read it together. So this is from one of our LinkedIn posts, I think. We are tired of being ashamed, no more. We officially claim that Omnisend is boring. Yep, we're the most boring marketing tool you can imagine. Feel like having adventure? Nuh-uh. Our 24/7 support won't let you go on any side quests. Want to learn a new skill? Denied. Our interface is so smooth you won't need to learn anything. Love surprises? Not on our watch. We don't like the anxious wait for the return of investment of the next campaign. We could go on, but you get the point. Email SMS marketing, so good, it's boring. Another interesting thing when we started doing it, even though we say that we are boring, it allowed us to be so playful and silly. So basically, when we start thinking about for example, the most boring swag, right? And we came, okay, what can be more boring than can of beans? And you know, in the conference, when you walk around and you get like maybe the 5th tote bag and the 10th pair of socks, and suddenly Omnisend gives you the beans. I'm not sure you will eat that, but I promise you will remember it for longer than one of those pair of socks, right? So we were not afraid to experiment in different channels as well. So all this last year, it's a lot, it's kind of the process. So here are 2 examples. On the left is the educational content. So once a month, we have this on our YouTube. Our product team works so hard, so we need to save all little buttons that change and the features that are there. So right, it's not probably the most must-see video that you're waiting that month, but people still need to watch it to familiarize with products. So we thought, while we are doing this, why not to have fun? So for example, one of them, we just actually invited alpaca to our office, and while Arnas, my colleague, was recording the video, the alpaca, I think the name of alpaca is Frank, was hanging out in the corner. Because why not? I don't know, it's experiment, did it work? Not sure, but it was quite fun. The other way is from customer experience, right? So I think many of you have this a bit annoying feeling when someone ghosts you from work and like you email and they disappear. So then we decided we created just these t-shirts. It says, I ghosted Omnisend, so they sent me this awesome shirt. Send it to some of them still didn't reply, others had a great laugh. We got another bit of the problem. People started harassing us that they will start ignoring us if we don't send them the t-shirt. So we had a bit of the crisis there. Another one, we're not afraid to poke at the competitors. So this is already what that they mentioned, Klaviyo, they're quite really big kind of like player in the industry. And we had this internal joke. This is their website. They actually did the rebrand, I think, last week. So this is 2 weeks ago, the website. And we were always laughing that in their logo, and that's the symbol, they have a red flag, which is not great for your first page, right? And we had it as a joke, internal joke, until a few weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, a month ago. Basically, they increased the prices, but instead of increasing the prices, they said they are doing auto upgrade with profile-based pricing alignment. So and people were really furious, like the customers just saying, like, just say you're increasing prices, what the hell? So we just did this, hey Klaviyo, now we know why you have a red flag in your logo. So we had a lot of fun. On social media, this also performed quite well. And the industry is entertained. I'm coming back to this entertain part of this, right? Entertainment doesn't mean that we do, I don't know, splits now or something. This is also, they entertain, they're eating popcorn. One thing is that in the left, you can see this is from Yotpo, so this is another competitor, all of them loving our posts. So you see they are watching from the side, a bit of the email marketing drama happening, right? So we have another kind of like, oh, bold moves, shots are fired, etc. So industry is entertained. We participate in the discourses that our target is curious about, right? So this is also, if you remember, like, yes, we do email and SMS marketing platform, not too much, but it doesn't mean that we are not following what's happening in marketing and branding and kind of like what our customers are living the world in. So if you remember, like few months ago or something, there was the whole Jaguar rebranding that that got quite heated. So it took us like 5 minutes of our designer to just try to apply the Jaguar new branding to our one and saying, new logo, what do you think? So, nothing too much, nothing too big, but few minutes work, a lot of laugh in the office, and already around 100 engagement, comments, etc. We can talk about serious stuff without losing our voice. That's the thing. We're not just memes and jokes. We do have stuff to communicate from our product and from our success cases, etc. But so here is just a quick example. This is of our annual report. So a lot of big numbers, etc. So our social media managed it. We added 10 dramatic squirrels to these slides. Here's first one. Look at that intensity. Also, we analyzed 24 billion messages in 2024. And then it goes between the squirrels and that, and engagement also was really good. The message was read, etc. So why we do this? One of the things is that it's same amount of work, just more fun. For example, at some point, we started noticing that our CEO was kind of liking the post, but we're thinking, does he really read everything till the end? So we started adding his pictures at the end of the slides and checking if he liked, and then we asked him, apparently, nope, he hasn't seen it. This was the first time he realized that. So that was quite fun. Now he checks all the posts till the end, just in case to see what we write there. Okay, and let's talk about results, because fun is fun, but LinkedIn post reached 2023 versus 2024 increased to 109%. Some posts, organic reach is up to 31,000. There is a 19% growth in brand searches in a specific target market. And this market, in this case, is California, where we had our boring campaign running. And copied the same. It should be that 17% growth of actual new leads, kind of not leads, but new kind of customers year over year in California after the campaign. So these are some of the numbers. Of course, this is still a process. We started just doing and looking for our voice around, I don't know, April, May or something. So only now we are kind of getting into it and finding that voice and fun. Another KPI or KR, maybe a shadow one, that is very important to us. I don't know how many of you know Oatly and their marketing. Can I see any hands? Do you know what Oatly? Basically, if you haven't, I recommend later to kind of check the visuals or something. They're one of those really OG cool marketers with a really great copy and etc. And one, as a marketer, I have a crush on them next to some other brands. And guess what? They commented under our post. I'm not sure why or something, but we had a really fun public kind of exchange of dialogues with Oatly. So once again, nothing to this, but as a marketer, for Oatly to have a chat with email and SMS marketing platform for e-commerce on LinkedIn, that's kind of a fun achievement. So, do you want to try this as well? If you're I don't know, a bit inspired and want to see how it goes, there are a few tricks that I can share, the very honest ones from the last kind of year when we start building this. First of them, and of course, is don't be afraid to experiment. And the fear, and I'm highlighting this so much, the fear is the main thing that stops brands to find their character. Even at Omnisend, the first, how we started changing at first, everyone was so scared, the smallest thing. Everyone was debating, scared, needed 100 approvals just to do something kind of tiny. Now I need to hold the team saying wait, let's stop for a minute thing. But at the beginning, it's the fear that's the main kind of factor that stops you. Then the worst thing that can happen at the beginning is that your campaigns or posts will be ignored. So this is also kind of countering. I remember when we were just introducing the boring concept, the CEO actually was a bit scared and he was like, whoa, but what's the worst thing that could happen? What if people would think that we're actually boring? And I remember we thought and we said, the worst thing that could happen, people will just ignore and go past you. You're not that important, chill. No one cares, unless you do something very drastic. But I doubt that brands and marketers go from 0 to 200 in such a short period of time. Know your customers and clients. So basically really understand not only age, interests, etc. Try to understand this kind of psychological understanding how they work, right? What do they care about? What are they stressed about? Do they actually not like you? Really be kind of honest in this way. When you grow, add risk management to your process. So this is kind of response to the second one. At the beginning, just go for it. Later, when you start getting a bit more traction, this is where you need to add kind of in the process, manage your risks, because when you get a bit bolder or something, then and more people start noticing you, this is where it might be useful. And involve broader team, listen to your colleagues. So it's never one person, it's never two people, it's not one team, even we have kind of a team of different people, different marketers kind of sharing their ideas. We have a channel as well where people just kind of throw it, and you never know what idea will come from what. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for listening.